today's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be tackling a puzzle called Island Some Lines today by Itrio, and this has been recommended to the nines to us. We are just in halcyon days for Sudoku solving. That puzzle I did, well, it appeared yesterday, I actually did it a couple of days ago, by Cactus Love, was one of the best puzzles I've ever seen in my life. And today, apparently this is so good. It's some sort of Nurikabe Sudoku hybrid. And the comments on Logic Masters Germany are to die for. So I think we're in for an absolute treat, as always, with Itrio. And I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. But I guess first thing I need to do properly today is to reminisce about yesterday's live edition of Cracking the Cryptic, which Mark and I did at the Stratford upon Avon Literary Festival. It was quite incredible. It really was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to everybody who made the effort to go and for being so kind to us. It is, what a remarkable community this is. To meet people in real life who love these puzzles as much as we do. And to share that time yesterday, it makes a lot of memories. It really does. Mark was in the green room with Nicola Sturgeon, who's quite a famous British politician. And then we made our way out, and we met so many people. I mean, I don't want to miss people out but I'll mention some names. Marty Sears was there, along with Ratfinks. Ratfinks, of course, being the inspiration for the Rat Run puzzles that we've loved for so long. I've made a list. Alex Meadows was there, who's our moderator extraordinaire from all our live streams. Actually, that reminds me, there's a live stream tonight, 10 p.m. UK time. More blueprints. Love to have your company for that. I've got a picture. I think this is Danny and George. I hope you can. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty much in the right place, isn't it? And if you do have pictures from yesterday, please do send them in. We'd love to sort of collect them and make our own album. And I met Emily, who solved one of the viewer puzzles with me. So Emily won the competition a couple of months ago, and we solved a Cactus Love puzzle together, I think, if I'm not misremembering. She was absolutely brilliant. She came yesterday. I mean, yeah, there are too many names to mention. There are, and if I start mentioning people and then forget, that would be a bad thing. But the star of the show was this incredible puzzle, and actually credit to Mark, because when I found out what he'd selected, I was absolutely appalled. We did this puzzle, Third Order Logic by Die Hard, which was a 5-star rated puzzle and we only had an hour. And Mark revealed this during the show, so I was not happy about that. But anyway, we did manage to get through it, and it's the most sensational. I don't want to spoil it, but I will try and remember to put a link under the screen. Die Hard, what a puzzle you came up with there! I can tell you that everybody afterwards was saying it is just fantastic. It would have been a great video on the channel. So I'm sorry that I'm sort of sorry, but I think it was what a fantastic puzzle anyway. So Die Hard deserves all the credit in the world for coming up with this. Do try it if you haven't had a go at it. It is a remarkable thing. What else? Let me look at my list. I've got other things I want to mention about yesterday. We got onto so many topics afterwards. It was lovely to spend time with everybody. I will try and do a musical intro today, and I will actually I'll do the introduction from Under Milk Wood as the outro today, which I talked to some of you about yesterday, as regards poetry. I'm nothing like Richard Burton in so many ways, but it's the best I can do, and I wholly commend it to you. So that'll appear in the outro to today's video, assuming this becomes a video. Oh, let me move on from Stratford. I'm still processing Stratford. I'm still sort of amazed. I was so nervous, and my hands were shaking on my mouse when we started solving. I was sort of left to my own devices. Mark was going to help me if I got stuck. And I was, the adrenaline. It's very different solving live to solving here in my Surrey attic, because of course there's no safety net in front of a live audience. It was a bit terrifying, but anyway, it all went really fine. And thanks again to those of you who came. Anyway, what else do I want to mention? Oh yes, over on Patreon we have a brand new competition running, don't we? Which is, and unfortunately, I loaded Blobs again has provided us with the sort of the listing, this thing which keeps track, so I can reload it. Let's see if there's been any more since no, there haven't been any more since I just loaded it a moment or two ago. But you can see this is the current tally, so nearly 800 solves of the first puzzle, which is tremendous. I mean, we've only been going since the 1st of November. 114 solves of the final puzzle. I think overall this might be slightly harder than last month's hunt, even though of course last month's hunt had 68 puzzles in it. You only have to solve 7 to be in with a chance of winning this month's prize. Anyway, do check it out. We think you'll enjoy it, and the feedback so far has been good, so that's a good thing. Now I have got some birthdays to do today as well. Let me look at those. Well, actually, the first birthday is really an apology birthday for yesterday, but because I couldn't record live yesterday. John, I wasn't able to say happy birthday to you from your fiancée, Annabelle. And John, I owe you a thank you as well, because I think that you're spreading the word about Cracking the Cryptic. You certainly got Annabelle into it, and I understand the two of you watch every evening now, so thank you for doing that. I gather chocolate fudge cake was going to be on the menu, and Annabelle correctly was doing double the amount of icing. Oh, heaven. We actually bought some cakes yesterday, which they went down well as well. So Mark has a very good bakery near his home, so we thought we should bring some cakes to show people the sort of cakes that we have in mind when we talk about cakes. We walk the walk there as well as talking the talk. So anyway, John, I hope you had a great birthday yesterday. And then little Orla, who we've known about and met. We met last year at Stratford, the pedaling pianist's daughter. So Stuart and Alana wanted to wish their daughter Orla a happy 2nd birthday today. Apparently she's already counting up to 9 and beyond, and Stuart joked that he just needs to teach her a bit of REM and she'll be solving Sudoku in no time. And in fact, Stuart, watch later, I think Mark's going to be attempting a puzzle of yours in his video at 11 p.m, so keep an eye on that. So anyway, Orla, many happy returns. I think you can have chocolate cake at the age of 2, can't you? I think you might be able to, and that's from your mum and dad, Stuart and Alana. And we were sorry we didn't see you yesterday, but I understand you were at another 2nd birthday party, and I understand what takes priority there. Anyway, that's all the news. Let's have a look at the puzzle Island Some Lines by Itrio. And I'll read you the rules of this puzzle, where I've actually got an example as well, so we might have to look at that to understand them. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Then it says Nurikabe. Shade some cells such that all shaded cells are orthogonally connected, brackets water, and no 2 by 2 area is entirely shaded. Okay, so the grid is going to be covered in some water. Oh, this is Nurikabe, isn't it, though? So I have to be... Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to do it. Just obey those rules I've just read out as regards water. And then groups of orthogonally connected unshaded cells form islands. An island may be of size 1. Every cell with a circle clue is unshaded. Okay. And each island contains exactly 1 circle cell. Right, so we could actually therefore deduce that this puzzle has 7 islands in it. The digit in this circle cell gives the size of the island. Right, so if that's a 5, it would be in an island of size 5, which could look like that. Note that an island may occupy a full 2x2 area, unlike water. Well, that's a good thing I've drawn it like that, because that totally illustrates that point. Digits may not repeat within an island. Okay, so if that was an island, then that digit couldn't appear in either of those 2 cells. That looks like that thing in Star Wars, doesn't it? That sort of carried the droids. Oh, actually it looks like Boba Fett's ship as well. Anyway, I digress. Every blue line must contain at least 1 shaded and at least 1 unshaded cell. Switching between shaded and unshaded cells divides each line into segments with the same sum. Different lines may have different sums. Digits may repeat on a line if allowed by other rules. Good grief. Okay, so... okay, how on earth are we... Oh, actually, let's look at the example. That's the way I'm going to have a look at this. Hopefully, I've done it a bit small there, haven't I? But never mind, we can analyse it together. So, the first thing I'm noting there in this solution grid, I think my cursor doesn't show up very well here, so I'll try and describe what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that the blue cells form a single orthogonally connected region. You can trace through all the blue cells to all the other blue cells simply by moving through blue cells that share an edge with one another. So that is something I'm seeing. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 islands of size 2, 5, 5, 1 and 5 in normal reading order. And I'm seeing that the islands never contain a repeated digit. Most of them couldn't have done, but this one in the middle could have had a repeated digit but doesn't. Right, what were the remaining rules? Oh, and then we've got these blue lines to think about. Yeah, so look at the top row. That changes sort of colour. Well, it's got 3 different segments on it, hasn't it? And each of those adds up to 7, which makes sense because the digits 1 to 6 sum to 21, and this is split into 3 segments. So each segment is going to have 7's worth of digits on it. Let's look at this smaller one here in row 4. Yeah, that's just 6 equals 4 plus 2. Okay. I think I understand that. I think that's actually fairly clear. I'm very surprised. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, the one thing I noticed, and that's lovely that we can just double click on those, is that all of these cells are part of islands, aren't they? That's what we were told. Circles are islands. Now, I need a colour for that then, so probably I should choose... Well, I should have... I know people get so cross with me when I don't use blue. I'll use orange then, because I'm meant to use blue for water. Otherwise, everyone thinks, what colour is the water in Simon's house? So I'll use orange for islands on the basis that I think orange and blue are our most colourblind friendly options. Now, here is a little Nurikabe trick. You can't connect 2 islands. These cells are in different islands, aren't they? Each island has 1 circle on it. And that means that we must therefore put some water into those cells. And remember that the water is orthogonally connected. So this cell can't live in a little pond of its own. It's got to get out. And eventually it's going to have to come round and connect with this. Now, so again, we must keep these islands apart. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, right, there is something I see here. This cell is effectively giving what I'll call the n for this line, isn't it? I.e., if that contains, let's actually use algebra, if that contains an x, then I know that this segment, however long it is, sums to x, because this cell is on its own. Now that means that this segment, however long it is, also sums to x, but it can't be a one-cell segment then, can it? Because if this was blue, then this would also be of the value x. So this one has to grow and form a bigger segment, which means this has to grow again. And now we can stop there regarding this segment, because if this cell here was blue, then these 4 digits would be summing to x, but x is a single digit number. It's a Sudoku digit, isn't it? And the minimum sum of 4 different numbers is 10, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So we know this is not going to be blue, but the blue has to get out. So, and this can't be a single cell segment because then it would be another x, so that's got to grow. Oh, this is already classic Itrio. It's just lovely, isn't it, the logic here? Right, here is a bigger point. This is a bigger point altogether. This cell, which I've called x, I'm actually going to get rid of it, x now, but this is the sum of 3 different numbers. In fact, it's even bigger than I thought. Well, it's the sum of 3 numbers, so even if these numbers are the digits 1, 2 and 3, that means this number is at least a 6. So it is a 6, 7, 8 or 9. But remember, it's a circle, so it's defining its own size. Well, so it has to grow. It's going to have to grow loads. It's got to grow at least to here. Well, it's got to go for more than that. No more, because the blue, this can't be a pond, can it? So the blue has to get out, which is going to force this to grow again. It's got to be at least 6. I don't actually think it can be a 6. Yeah, there's more going on here. Let me explain. The reason I don't think it can be 6 is how would this segment work? If this was 1, 2 and 3, these would be at least 4 and 5, adding up to 9. So 6 just doesn't work at all. I don't think 7 works for the same reason, does it? If this was 7, this would be 1, 2, 4, and this would be 3, 5 minimum, which adds up to 8, so it's impossible. So this is now at least 8. Now if it's 8, well, this certainly can't be a 3-cell segment. Yeah, I think this has to be water, just whatever. Let me explain that. That's sort of it's a bit secrety how I'm doing that. Now, the secret is something I share with only my very favourite people, but if you're watching this video, of course you're one of my favourite people. The secret is that a complete column of a Sudoku sums to 45. Don't only tell your very special people if you didn't know that already. That is the secret of Sudoku. So, now if this was 8, now let's just extend that down and explain why this doesn't work. Then these digits here are summing to 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24. But that means those 2 digits to complete the column have to sum to 21 to make 45 for the column. Well, that's not going to work because double-digit numbers are not available. And if this is 9, the problem is ameliorated slightly, but not enough. These would sum to 27. And those 2 would sum to 18, which would require them to be double 9, which definitely doesn't work either. So this is definitely water, and it must be, because this is x, isn't it? We can't write x in here, so this is at least a 2-cell segment. Actually, I didn't want to get waylaid here. I wanted to think about the size of this segment, because it's only 5 at the moment, and it can't bump into this. So how does it not take that cell? It must take that cell. If this is water, this is going to bump into this one. There's going to be 2 circles with the same value even. That's just nonsense. So that's definite. This is now water to keep this island away from this island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we must take this one as well. This is either 8 or 9. And now it's got to be kept away from this one, look. So that's water. Oh, in fact, the water. Oh, this water has to get out. I mean, we've got sort of Lake Windermere here, but we've got to connect it, don't we? So we'll make it bigger. Now that has to be a 2, and that's our first digit. So this cell is the balancing digit, which adds up to this number, whatever it is, because this segment has to add to the same as this segment, if we can call it a segment, being a one-cell segment. So that is a 6 or a 7. This has to have both colours on it. That was one of the rules, so that's got to be blue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't take both of these cells, because if we do that, this is going to be a little puddle of pondliness, isn't it? And that's not going to work. So we're going to take one of these cells. If we take that one, then this is an 8, because it can't grow here and it can't grow there. If we take this one, this could still be 9 if it goes up, or if it goes down there, like that. And it might be something to do with row 1 as well. How does that work? I want to say, and this might be absolute rubbish, so apologies if it's so, but I want to say that this is going to be divided into 3 segments, each of size 15. And the reason I'm thinking that is, obviously this is a complete row. So it's a bit like the secret that we were thinking about in column 1. I know that by the time we've divided this line up, it's going to be divided into segments which have equal sum. Therefore, we're thinking about the factors of 45, aren't we? Now, 45 is an interesting number because, well, 3 is a prime factor, so we could have 3 lots of 15. But hang on. Yeah, I mean, the minimum size of this is 10, isn't it? If this was filled with 1, 2, 3, 4, that would add up to 10. So we know that the factors we're using to divide our 45 line up, we're dividing it into segments of at least 10, but 10 is not a factor of 45, so the next biggest factor is 15. And the next biggest factor after 15 is 45 itself, and we can't make this all orange, because there has to be some blue on it, we're told that. So this must be 15. But I don't know whether that means if it goes there, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, that's beautiful. Okay, so we've now, because we've deduced that this segment, however long it is, must sum to 15 to be a factor of 45. Oh, I've just had another. This is a really cool puzzle. There's loads of things you can think about. But one of the things we were told is that on an island you can't repeat a digit. So imagine that this segment does go here, and these are the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, summing to the 15 that we're looking for. If that's the case, these 2 digits cannot include the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They would be at least 6 plus 7, adding to this number, which is a single-digit number. That cannot work, can it? So in fact, this has to be, we have to change colour. We have to have a new segment, and this segment has to add up to 15, so it's definitely not 1 cell large. But I was thinking about this, because this has 3 segments on it, each of size 15, this cell must be island, mustn't it? It must be, and that cell must be island. because this segment has to add to 15, and it must be a different colour to blue, which is sort of the middle segment along the top line. Itrio is so clever. It's so clever. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know we're taking this one at least, so this is definitely blue. Oh, that's a 1. We've just trapped. We haven't got a pond. We've got sort of, I don't know, how would we describe this? A Maldive or something. This has to get out. So that's got to be blue. This blue hasn't got out. I might have made it bigger, but it doesn't want to be a lagoon, does it? So let's extend that out. Oh, I see. Okay, so this adds to 15. So that's got to be either 6, 9 or 7, 8. This adds to 15. And this adds to 15. I'm not sure if that's actually terribly useful. I mean, there are some weird geometry points that you can start to make now. These two cells, where do they go in this box? They can't repeat on their own island. So they're not in those, and they're not in their own row. So those two cells are those two cells, which means they're somewhere up there. Yeah, I mean, there's a slight extension of that, actually, which I'll just point out as well. Look at this cell. Now, that cell, again, I have no idea where it goes in here, really, but I know it doesn't go in orange, so it goes in one of these 3 cells, which means it is also up here. So these cells, yeah, so maybe what we do is just use one colour. These 3 cells are actually those 3 cells. Yes, I mean, that's actually totally obvious, isn't it? We can just look. We could have done that just by looking at the top row and saying, where do these 3 cells go in the top row, noting that they can't repeat in their own island and they can't repeat in their own box. So obviously these 3 cells are these 3 cells. Sorry, that's very inept of me. Okay, but I can take that slightly further then, because I know these 2 can't be those 2, because these 2 add up to 15. So if they were those 2, that would be a 15. Well, that doesn't work. So one of these massive digits is that one. I mean, that's a tiny deduction, but it must be true. Ah, okay. So now the other massive old digit here is on this line. Ah, this is important. This is important because this digit's under pressure now. Because even if the massive old digit on here, which is one of these 2 digits, is the lowest digit it can possibly be, which would be a 6, we're adding to 6, not the digit 1, we're adding at least a 2. So this is 8 or 9. And okay, so the digit... So we could have a 7 on here just. If it was 7 plus 2 equals 9, it would work. But we can't have an 8 or a 9 on here. So this little domino, it either has 6 or 7 on it as its high digit from this domino. And then it has 2 or 3 on it to accompany that. No 2 goes in this cell because of Sudoku. And then this digit is big. That's 8 or 9. That's the one of these that's the 8 or the 9. That can't go on this stretch because this stretch can't have a 1 on it. Right, so this number is different from this number now, which we've always known, but we now know they're an 8-9 pair. So just to give that a little colouring, that is in one of those 2 cells actually. I don't really know whether I want to... I mean, it's true, because this is not a green cell, which are going in there, and it can't repeat in its own island, so it is in one of those 2 cells. I mean, maybe I'll put it in. And then it's going to go off up there in box 3 by Sudoku. I'd love to know if this cell is orange. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there anything preventing that? I don't know. There might be, but I'm not seeing what it is. Okay, so I don't know if I can do anything more with this. I'm not seeing anything terribly clever, I have to say. These have to add up. So that digit's 2 or 3, because that's the low green digit here. So if this was 2, these would add up to 13. And if this was 3, these would add up to 12. Actually, that's quite interesting. That means if this was 3, this couldn't be 7, 8, because there would be no 12 domino available. So if this is 3, that is 6, 9, which would make this 9, and put 6 on here. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything very clever there, I have to say. All right, let's come back to this line. Do we know more about? No, what I was about to say is just not true. Well, hang on. So this, right? There's some island here that has to get a circle. So either that one or that one, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a very big island, actually. And if this was 8, that would be interesting, because then these 5 digits sum to 16, don't they? And they would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's the only way of making 16 from 5 digits. But if that's 9, there's a lot more ways of doing it. Then we've got 18. We'd have to have a 1 and a 2 in these, but no, sorry, I'm just not seeing that clearly. Here's something very simple. This cell can't be blue, because if this cell is blue, these 3 digits are all different. So, and they're adding up to a single digit total. So if these 3 are blue, this is definitely orange. But then I've got a digit here worth X, because it's the only orange in its segment, and a digit here worth X, because it's the only blue in its segment, and these would be the same digit. So that is not blue, that is orange. Oh dear. Okay, alright, I'm going to do a Nurikabe trick then. What's this cell? And the answer is island. If that was blue, if this was island, it couldn't connect to a circle. So it can't be. So this would be a 2 by 2 of blue. So that's definitely island. That's got to get out. This blue has to get out. It's still got to get out. It's still got to go and connect to all its blue friends. Though, yeah, no, that's okay. This still has to get out. So it looks like this. It looks like my Boba Fett ship is connecting to this one. I'm not. Oh, it is. I don't know how, but it is. It can't actually get out without touching a cell that's orthogonally adjacent to this. Right, but that pond has to get out. Now that's big, because I've got to avoid a 2 by 2 there, so that's got to be orange. This has to get out. How big's this getting? This is now 8, so that is an 8 or a 9, and now I've got an 8-9 pair here. Oh, I see, but look now, this blue hasn't connected. It's got to get out, and that's capping this. This shape, this island here now can't get out. So it is, oh no, it's not that one, is it? It's the one with the circle. That's going to be an 8. So there's an 8 here, which means this is 6, 9, because it can't be 8, 7 anymore, which means this is 9, which means this is 8, right, and that's complete. So this has to be completely surrounded by water. It's so smooth, this, isn't it? Once you get going... Oh, that's a 9 now. Did I expect that to be a 9? I don't know. Well, this is 3, 6 then, is it? Because I've got to use 6 in these cells because they've got green in them. So this is 3, 6. This is a 3 by Sudoku. These add up. Oh, they include 8. So they've got to be a 4, 8 pair. And I know the order by using the 8 in the grid. It's still going quite well. 1, 2, 5, 7 along here. And yeah, and that adds up to 15. So that makes total sense. That can't be a 1. These can't be 2. That's a bit easier, isn't it? So that's a 2. This is a 1, 5, 7 triple. This has to add up to 8. So that's a 6. Ah, okay. Well, hang on now. Hang on. There's lots of things going on now. Because this being 8 means those 5 cells do add up to 16, which means they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. But much more important than that is where's the 6 in this little congregation of digits? It can't go in the 3 cell sum, because once you added at least 1 and 2 to it, you get too high. So this has got to be 2, 6, and we know the order. So that's 6, that's 2, this must be 1, 3, 4. That isn't a 1, because one of these is a 1. 3, 4, 2, 6. So 6 is in one of these 2 cells by that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. These 2 cells can't be 2, 6 now, but they have to add up to 8. So they're 1, 7 or 3, 5. As are those 2. So that's 1, 7 or 3, 5 as well. Right. Oh, that's very odd. But now look at this column. Haven't I got a 1, 3, 5, 7 quadruple? So I've not put in 4, 8 and 9. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a single digit total. That's an 8. Sorry, I should have seen that, shouldn't I? So this is... These 2 cells are a 4, 9 pair. Which... I mean, one of these 2 cells is a 9, so it's quite likely to be this one. Don't know. Not sure. Let's... Okay, this digit is not a 1 or a 3. So that's a 5 or a 7, which means this one is a 1 or a 3. This digit, in this little triple, the 1 is in this domino. So that isn't a 1, so that isn't a 7. There's probably some easy way of doing this, isn't there? This has to get out and touch an island, so it does that relatively straightforwardly. It just connects to this island. Ah, but hang on, let's just be a bit careful, because this line here needs some other colour on it, so that must be that colour. Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm actually going to get rid of my green here. I'm finding it a little bit hard to see what the colours are under the green in this box. Like, do I know what that is? I suppose I know this island has to grow, because this can't be a 3. But I think this can be a lot of different things. I think it's got 4 different options at the moment. No, it can't be a 2. So actually, maybe I should pencil mark it then. Yeah, okay, let's pencil mark this. So in theory, just from a Sudoku perspective, it can't be 1, 8, 3, 6 or 9. So it is 2, 4, 5 or 7, isn't it? But it's not 2 because it's already got 3 cells in it. So it's now at least 4. No, that wasn't useful. Those 2 cells are a 5, 7 pair in this box, which is potentially interesting. 8 is a bit restricted in box 8 by Sudoku. Can we put 8 here? No, you can't put 8 here because this would have to be 9, wouldn't it, to make the segments add up? It would have to be 8, 1 and a 9 here, and we can't put 9 in column 5. So perhaps it's to do with whether this can be an 8. Or, here's a different point, which is still perhaps relevant. Where's 8 in box 7? It's sort of in the same positions as the 8 here was. And again, it can't go on this line, or this would be a 9. So now we can ask where 8 goes in the bottom row. And it can't be in any of those 6 cells. So 8 is in one of these 3. I don't think this is doing anything, but it's a little bit interesting. That cell can't be a 1 in the corner because this is a 1, 3, 4 triple. Ah, hang on. Now I've got a 5, 7 pair in column 1. So where's 9? Oh, you know how I could have done that much sooner? Once 8 was established as the circle here, you could never put 9 on this line at all, could you? Because you'd be saying a segment add summing to 8 included the number 9. Well, that's not going to happen. Oh, yeah, that's really interesting. So another way of thinking about that, this has been available for ages, but it's beautiful. It's really cool logic. Another way of thinking about that is these little segments here. I'll just make them, I'll blacken them for a moment. Well, because we can't put 8 on that great big long line, we know there must be 2 9s in these 2 little thingies, don't we? There must be. And in fact, in column 1, the 9 can only go there because there's going to be a 9 in column 1 and a 9 in column 2. And that means this must be a 9, which means this is a 4. That's been available for ages, but it's quite pretty. Oh, do I know what colour that is? Could that belong to that? I don't know, actually. It could be water, couldn't it? Ah, that can't be a 4. So this does need to grow, because if it was a 4, 4 would be repeated on the island. Yeah, we should think about this digit. So this can't be 4, it could be 5, it can't be 6. So it's 5, 7 or 8. Okay, so whatever this digit is, I'm just wondering where it goes in this box. It can't repeat on its own island. It isn't equal to 9. It can't go in its own row. So it's not equal to 6. So it's one of those 2 digits. So if it's 5, it could go here. If it's 8, it has to go here. I think it's going to be 8. I'm not sure how to tell that though. Oh, no, it's not 8. Hang on, I've seen the reason it's not 8. If it's 8, because I've now got this sort of stretch of water here and a pond here, if this is 8, it's going to go and bash into this island, so it's definitely not 8. I'm not even sure it can be 7, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 5. It's forced to be 5 by the close proximity. This is sort of Sumatra and Bali here, or Jersey and Guernsey maybe. They're too close together for this one to get much bigger. So that is 5. Okay, so that's 7 and that's 5. We get a little bit of Sudoku trickery from that. Oh, this is good. Right, this is a 1 or a 7. So this domino can't be a 1-7 domino now, can it? To add up to 8, it will break this cell. So this is a 3-5 domino, which means this is a 1. So that's a 1, that's a 7. This is not 7, and this is not 1 anymore. So this is 3-5. And this 5, okay, so 5 is in one of those two cells definitely now, which means 5 is down with the 8 by Sudoku, because remember this 5 can't go in its own island. Sorry, I realise I've stopped talking. I'm not sure what to do. That's not 9 apparently. Right, so these should be from 3, 4 and 6. So let's just paint that in and see if that provides us with any inspiration. No, it appears inspiration is not living here anymore. Oh dear. How about doing some Nurikabe then? Oh, I know what it'll be. I know what it'll be. Look at this island. Now we've got these digits have to be ones that haven't already appeared on the island. And I've had 5 digits already. So the only things these digits can be are 1, 4, 7 and 9. And they are not 9. Oh, this isn't going to do it, is it? I thought that might be a clever thing to comment on. Oh dear. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, Sudoku is not going to be my friend in that regard. Okay, what about... Yeah, okay, so a better question now might be where's 8 in column 4? It is forced to be here now, which means this is forced to be 8. So this digit down here is a 1 or a 7. Surely it can't. No, it can't be 7, because then this would be 8 or 9 to match up off the segment sizes. So that's a 1. This is 4, 7. Therefore, this is 9 now, because it has to be different from these. I have a feeling we already knew that if I'd been cleverer about it. Anyway, let's try these cells. These are 2, 3 and 5. And we know that the 5 is up here. So this cell is very small. It's not, this can't be 3, because then this would be 4, and it can't be by Sudoku. So this is a 2. So this is now a 3, 5 pair up here. I think we can get rid of the 5 pencil mark. This is a 3 by mathematics. 2 plus 1, the simplest mathematics. And now I don't know what to do again. These have to be different colours, don't they? That's probably not the most brilliant deduction ever, because we can't change colour twice along a 3-cell line. You can't make that blue, that orange, and that blue again. Those will all be the same digit. So the ends of a 3-cell line are always going to be different colours. I'm not sure. It's probably Sudoku. Sudoku goes in one of these 2 cells. Sudoku? 9. 4. Oh, I see. 4 goes in one of those as well. They are a 4-9 pair. Just again, that's just these digits interacting. So these digits, therefore, are 2, 6, 7. Which feels like it ought to do something. That's not 6, that's not 7, that's not 2. And we're chocolate teapotted, are we? I don't believe it. And that is why I fail. Chocolate teapotted. Bobbins. 8 is in one of those 3. 9 is in one of those 3. Can we put 9 there? Yes, if these 2 sum to 9 and they're a different colour. Oh dear. Okay, so what am I meant to do here then? Is it that one? Okay, that does see quite a lot of different Sudoku digits. That could be 2, 4, 6 or 9. That's not enough, is it? What about over here? 7. We've not pencil marked 7 in this box. That's got to be in one of 2 places. I know 6. No, that's not important. I know that's R. No, that's not important. 3 is in one of 2 places. That doesn't do it either. What about that one? Let's come back to this one. We've not looked at this one for a while. This is 4, 5 or 7. And that's 2, 4, 6 or 9. Is it? Do I somehow know which way this one goes? This one needs another island cell. If it was that one, then this would be blue, this would be blue. Actually, that would be blue. All of those would be blue. Something's got to get in there, hasn't it? That's land. These can't be double blue. Oh, if it's that one. That's quite interesting, actually. If that cell... Well, I haven't done this one yet. Oh, no. Right. That's it. Well, it's not it, but it's a something. Right. That's really interesting. That's fantastic setting, actually. I want to look at this domino. Now, I don't know. The only thing I know about this domino from a colouring perspective is it's not double blue. I don't know whether it's double orange or one orange, but the interesting thing is that the orange that lives in this domino, any orange that lives in this domino, does not connect to this island. And let's explore and explain why that is. It's because if this is orange, you can see that there's sort of a wall of orange now that's been made like this. And when we connect this orange to there, if we tried to do that, this would be a pond. It couldn't get out and connect to its friends. So if this is orange, it's going to connect there. It can't get round to this circle. It would probably be too big, and it would certainly touch this circle in the process. Now, let's try that again with this. If, on the other hand, this is orange, could we connect this to this? No, it's the same problem. It's just a bigger pond. Because now this island, and this, and however it gets there, would carve off all of this area at the top. And again, that won't connect to the bottom, and we've got a connectivity problem. So what we now know is that whatever orange is in here, it's going to connect there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so this is not 2 or 4. It can't be. Even if we take this one as the only orange, and it's as close as it can be, that's still 5 cells, isn't it? So this is 6 or 9. I mean, this is extraordinary setting. This is extraordinary. Now we can think about how the water's going to connect, I think. Because whether this is orange or this is orange, this is weird. This is weird. But whichever one of those is true, let's imagine this is orange first of all, and and not this one. We come down here. It could be both. It doesn't change the logic. Can you see how if we did this, we've effectively got an enormous wall connecting to this top island, the first island we thought of. So how are we going to get this bottom water, or all of this water, on the left bottom side of this wall to connect to the top right water? The only way is going to be to come along here, isn't it? Now what about, on the other hand, if this is orange? Again, I've then got a wall that's sort of doing this. And the way to get the lower water out is still going to have to come round the side of this. All 3 of those have to be water. And the water down here is getting out I still don't know if that's orange or not, but it's getting out around this side of whatever wall is being created by the orange in one of these two positions, or possibly both, and its connection to this island. This has had some serious thought gone into it, this puzzle. Now, well, okay, so I'm going to take that slightly further. I don't think that can be water, because I'm just going to run into the problem I had down here, aren't I? Now one of these has to be island at least, and how am I going to connect it up? I cannot connect. This is the channel through which the water's connecting to the top, so I can't connect it to this island. It won't work. I'm gonna have it like a Sudoku shaped region there, sort of Scooby-Doo looking over a wall type region, and that's not going to work because I've got no connectivity of the blue at the bottom to the blue at the top. And I've glibly assumed that can't. No, it can't. It's actually closer than I'd realised when I alleged it was impossible, but it is impossible. If that did connect here, it's going to take at least 10 cells of island to do it. So this is not blue. So it is orange, and now the blue still has to get out, so it's still got to run around here. Now I know that's blue, so I know that's orange from the logic we thought about earlier. But now, right, oh, this is super, right. What island does this island cell belong to? Because it's not this one. Because remember, this one, this channel we're creating here is connecting the blue at the bottom to the blue at the top. So if we do join this island to here, that channel cannot exist. So what does this connect to? And the answer is it must be this island, but more than that, how could any of those cells be water now? If they're water, they're going to get penned in by the island we've just alleged belongs between these two cells. So all of these are island, and now my island is of size 7, and it's not allowed to be any bigger. So it is of size 7. These are all water to pen it in. That, oh goodness, this is all looking a bit hairy now, but that's got to be island to avoid a 2x2. This island has to connect down here, so those 3 become island. This channel, remember, whether this is orange or this is orange, this is the channel through which we're meant to have a connection. So that's definitely blue. This is definitely island to avoid a 2x2. This has to get out, so that's island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is now a 9. It's already at least, it's too big to be a 6. That means this is a 9, this is a 4. This is not a 9. Okay, there's probably some. So how many cells? We've got 7 here. And if both of these, well, it can't be both of these actually. I hadn't spotted this before, but if both of those are orange, then this blue here is penned in. So only one of these is orange. So now, right, so this is orange, definitely. In fact, that completes orange. This is definitely orange, because if this was orange, we'd have 2 9s in this island. So that's got to be orange. This is definitely not orange. Given one of these is orange, to avoid a blue 2x2, we've now got 8 cells, plus one of these is 9. So that's definitely blue. Oh, and this 5. Okay, so the 5 goes in the corner. And okay, that's probably important. I mean, there is... No, it doesn't work. But I was going to say, where's 4 in column 7 might be a good question. Because it can't repeat in its own island. And it can't go there by Sudoku. So 4 is in one of these 2 cells. But I don't think we know any more about it. Bobbins. Bobbins is the expression we're looking for. Oh no, what I was about to say is gibberish as well. Stop thinking gibberish thoughts, Simon, and come up with something sensible, please. That's a 7, so that's a 5. Sudoku, we'll do some Sudoku. If forced, we can do some Sudoku. So 6, 2, 7. These 2 cells might be doable. What are they, 1 and 6? Yes. We haven't put 6 into the column, so we can do that. 6, 1. 1 using our pencil marks. Right, now we know what these digits are. They are 2, 3, 5. And that's not 2, so there's a 3, 5 pair in the row. So it might be worth exploring this digit in a moment. Let's just consider, what do we know is going on now? I mean, here is a strange point, but I'll make it. This is a 9-cell region, so it's got to have 1 of every digit in it, because you can't repeat a digit in an island. Now, where's the 7? The 7 is not there by Sudoku, and it's not here because of this. And whichever cell of this we take, it's not a 7. So I think 7's in one of those 3. Which actually is going to place me a 7 in the corner of the grid down here. It was probably worth doing. So this is 5, 8 now. Oh, it's... Right, these are 3, 6, looking at row 8. So 6 now. We have to ask where 6 goes in column 7. It's not here. And it's not here, so 6 is going to go in exactly this cell, which is nice. Oh no, this is better. Where's 8? Where's 8 in this region? 8 can't go here. It's not allowed to go here. It can't. It's not one of those digits. The only place 8 can go is that. So that's 8. That's 7. That's 7 by Sudoku. This is a 7. This is a 4. So this digit is 3 or 5. Yeah, so that's a 4. That's the only place 4 can go. I should have probably spotted that before, but as usual didn't. Now this is 3. That's 6. That's 6. That's 4. That's 4 by Sudoku. This row needs a something. Technical term for a 2. Right, these digits are 1, 5, 8. Let's put all the options in. I can see this is an 8. Oh, in fact, look, we're getting there. I think it's almost becoming. It is almost becoming doable. 8, 5. Neither of these is 8. This is 2, 3, and 5, and that's not 5, and that's not 2. Okay, but we've got a 3, 5 pair in row 6. So these squares are 1 and 4. Okay, that's very good and totally irrelevant. That digit is very doable. That is a 2. Right. Oh, I see. Okay, so we're sort of hitting up upon why this line might be here. I think it's to disturb what could have been a. Actually, would it have been? No, it wouldn't have been a deadly pattern because this 4 can't repeat in it on its island, so that all gets resolved. And 6 can't repeat on its island. So we've got 6, 7 here. 6, 7. That's that thing, isn't it? I don't understand that. Can anybody explain 6, 7 to me? It is logic that is beyond me. Let me tell you that. I heard it was something like it was Word of the Year or something. Some dictionary awarded it Word of the Year. I mean, it's insane. Right, that's a 5 by maths. So that's because it has to be the sum of those two. So that's 3, that's 2, that's 5, that's 3. So that's 3, 3, 5, 5, 2. Right, the puzzle is done, but what we've got to do... Yeah, we've had a 2 on this island. We have not had a 5. So we pick up the top cell and we make that water. We double click our water and it all flows through the grid. Isn't that a stunning puzzle from Itch.io? That is so beautiful. It's like a completely new way of region sum lines working. I presume it must be right. It felt too smooth not to be correct, didn't it? It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. Stick around for some undermilk wood if you can bear it. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic. To begin at the beginning, it is spring, moonless night in the small town, starless and Bible black. The cobble streets silent, and the hunched quarters and rabbit's wood limping, invisible down to the slow black, crow black, fishing boat bobbing sea. The houses are blind as moles, though moles see fine tonight in the snouting velvet dingles, or blind as Captain Cat, there in the muffled middle by the pump and the town clock, the shops in mourning, the welfare hall in widow's weeds, and all the people of the lulled and dumbfound town are sleeping now. Hush, the babies are sleeping, the farmers, the fishers, the tradesmen and pensioners, cobbler, schoolteacher, postman and publican, the undertaker and the fancy woman, drunkard, dressmaker, preacher, policeman, the webfoot cockle women, and the tidy wives. Young girls lie bedded soft, or glide in their dreams with rings and trousseau, bridesmaided by glowworms down the aisles of the organ-playing wood. The boys are dreaming wicked, or of the bucking ranches of the night and the jolly Rogered sea, and the anthracite statues of the horses sleep in the fields, and the cows in the byres, and the dogs in the wet-nosed yards, and the cats nap in the slant corners, or lope sly, streaking and needling on the one cloud of the roofs. You can hear the dew falling, and the hushed town breathing. Only your eyes are unclosed to see the black and folded town fast and slow asleep, and you alone can hear the invisible star fall, the darkest before dawn, minutely dew-grey stir of the black, dab-filled sea, where the Arethusa, the curlew and the skylark, Zanzibar, Rhiannon, the rover, the cormorant, and the star of Wales tilt and ride. Listen. It is night moving in the streets, the processional salt-slow musical wind in Coronation Street and Cockle Row. It is the grass growing on Laregib Hill, dewfall, starfall, the sleep of birds in Milkwood. Listen, it is night in the chill squat chapel, hymning in bonnet and brooch and bombazine black, butterfly choker and bootlace bow, coughing like nanny goats, sucking mintoes, 40 winking alleluia. Night in the fore-ale, quiet as a domino. In Ocky Milkman's lofts like a mouse with gloves. In Dye Bread's bakery flying like black flour. It is tonight in Donkey Street, trotting silent, with seaweed on its hooves along the cockled cobbles, past curtain fernpot, text and trinket, harmonium, holy dresser, watercolours done by hand, china dog, and rosy tin tea caddy. It is night, niddying among the snuggeries of babies. Look, it is night, dumbly, royally winding through the coronation cherry trees, going through the graveyard of Bethesda with winds gloved and folded, and dew doffed, tumbling by the sailor's arms. Time passes. Listen. Time passes. Come closer now. Only you can hear the houses sleeping in the streets in the slow, deep salt and silent black-bandaged night. Only you can see in the blinded bedrooms, the combs and petticoats over the chairs, the jugs and basins, the glasses of teeth, "Thou shalt not" on the wall, and the yellowing dicky-bird watching pictures of the dead. Only you can hear and see, behind the eyes of the sleepers, the movements and countries and mazes and colours and dismays and rainbows and tunes and wishes and flight and fall and despairs and big seas of their dreams. From where you are, you can hear their dreams